What's up guys? So today's episode is a little bit different because we're going to do a little bit of tech review on the Samsung Gear S3. Now I'm going to go for a quick run and I'm going to go break down exactly how the whole entire run process of the watch is going to look like. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to cover everything in this video because I'm not going to go through every single little aspect, but basically just the rundown, alright? One km, let's go. 2 km. Okay, there's a lot of cars everywhere. I'm gonna get hit, man. Three km. It's hard to keep up the pace with all this recording going on. Four km on this freaking hill. Oh god. Let's go. Alright, I'm done. We're gonna review it back home. Alright, and we are back. Okay, so basically let's go through exactly what do you have to do when you're gonna go for a run on this Samsung S3, Gear S3. Alright, so basically first we have to go to the main menu. Alright, and then we go into the Samsung Health. So inside here you're able to see your steps, your floors, your running workout, your heart rate and all those stuff, but basically we're just going to go into here. Alright, and inside here you can choose basically the kind of target workout you're trying to do. So what we did just now was a basic workout because I wasn't trying to track pace or durations or whatnot, so I'm just trying to see exactly how it looks like if you just go for a casual run, right? So in here you can also choose your kind of activity, but let's just stick to running for this entire video, right? So what happened was that when you press start, it will come down to a timer, and this timer, it will give you some time to get ready, and then once you start, the timer will start. The time will start. Okay. So basically, what happens here is that we have a couple of functions that we can check, right? So if you rotate the bezel to the right, we can see the distance. So at first we have the duration, the distance, calories, pace, speed, cadence, heart rate. Alright? Alright, so another thing we can do also is at the bottom part here, right? When you tap on it, you're able to change what you're trying to see. So basically you can adjust it so that you can see two things at once that you want to look at, which is basically if you tap here, you can see your distance with your pace, you can see your calories with your pace, or well, you're not going to see your pace with your pace, right? But basically you want to see something else with your pace, alright? Or anything that you think that it's worth looking at. And by the way, if you guys can hear some kind of purring sound, that's because my cat is beside me, so just ignore him. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So yeah, so you can adjust two things at once, so that's kind of nifty and that's quite kind of cool. So one of the downsides that I realized about this watch was that, okay, right now you can't see this, but I will show you a screenshot of basically what was happening in the starting part of the video, right? Was that when I was running, my pace was fluctuating a lot. So let's say I was running at 553 per kilometers, right? What happens is that every second it will fluctuate up and down really quickly, and that is really, really bad for me because I noticed that other watches, like maybe perhaps on Garmin, it's able to show a very constant pace, like okay, 553, then every 5 seconds it will only go up by 2 seconds or 3 seconds depending on your current pace. But this one fluctuates a lot, and I don't know, is it because of the GPS system, but it is something to consider, right? So it's not really very accurate if you just look at the pace every 2 seconds in this case. Here's another thing we can do as well. If you come back to this menu, right, and then you go down to here where you can view log, and then you can basically see all the running that you've done before, and these are just, I was just trying out some stuff. But if you come back, if you go into the running log that you just did just now, so inside here we can see that there's our pace and our whole entire heart rate. Alright, so you notice at the front here, right, if you can see, it kind of dipped down at first and then only goes up because I realized that my GPS doesn't work at the start and I don't know why. So a lot of times I actually ran with this watch 3 times already. The first 2 times it did not register my heart rate. No, actually it did register my heart rate. I meant it didn't register my pace for maybe a good few minutes before it actually does. So in the end, I guess my overall my pace is not really accurate. So it is something to really look into. Let me show you another example, alright? So here's another example that I was running the other day, right? If you look at the front here, right? It did not register any of my pace. So if any of you guys actually ran with this watch before and realized why this could happen at the start, do let me know in the comments, alright? So, I mean, I am still new to this watch, but I'm just giving my feedback regarding what I have seen lately. So anyway, if just by looking at this page here, right, we can see the time that we ran, what's the distance, our kilometers, our calories, our pace versus our heart rate, you know, all our durations and our average pace, our average speed, average cadence and max heart rate. And then also it'll give you a little map of where you have ran. So if you go into the app, right, and you can basically see the same thing that we are looking at the watch except in a more detailed thing, right? So let's say for example you can see here your fastest average speed. You can tap to the right and then you can see your distance. You can see your heart rate, you know. But the one downside that I can say about this graph here is that it does not show a proper, like maybe your altitude versus your speed versus your distance graph, right? It only show more of like a basic graph and there's nothing more you can do about it. You cannot even zoom into it. So it is one of the things that I realized that is a downfall for this watch. But then again, it is a Samsung Gear S3. It's not made to do only for running. So I guess most of the features that you already have inside there is good enough. But if you want more in-depth kind of features, I don't suggest you get this watch, but maybe get like the Garmin brand. But if you think that whatever that is displaying right now is good for you, yeah, you can just stick to this watch. It is a very good watch. But yeah, so basically if you go into the app, it will just show you exactly everything that was in here except in a more detailed format. Alright? So that basically wraps up the whole entire review of what I have for running with this Samsung Gear S3. If you guys have any other questions or you guys are curious about certain small features that has never been mentioned on other videos, do let me know in the comment section, alright? And then I will try to answer you guys the best I can. Alright, that will wrap up for this video. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys. What are you trying to do? Alright.